Greetings humans, this is Motive Lobros, and I'm introducing you to a new section on this channel featuring oddities, conspiracies, and other batshittery known as...
What is wrong with you?
Today we're talking about a conspiracy known as gang stalking. In other words, where people think they're being harassed, gaslighted, and otherwise fucked with by some ambiguous enemy or enemies almost everywhere around them, including friends, families, neighbors, and complete strangers, and they're all in on this nefarious plot against them. The adherents to this conspiracy theory call themselves targeted individuals, or TIs for short. I thought I'd start off with this phenomenon because, oddly enough, I can understand how these people suffer that delusion and believe what they do. You see, I suffer generalized anxiety disorder, along with mild depression and obsessive-compulsive disorder. In the late 90s and early 2000s, it was getting really bad. I would actually fall into the thought patterns of TIs. I never got as bad as some of these people I'm about to feature in this video, but I came pretty damn close. I would entertain thoughts that the world was like some sort of Truman Show being put on for me, where everyone around me might just be putting on an act. I'd look at patterns and everything as if some ambiguous enemy was trying to tell me some sort of sinister message. When I saw someone more than once in a general area, I would automatically assume that he or she is in on the non-existent agenda against me. Not once did I think, wait a minute, he or she must live or work in the same general area, like a normal person would think. Mind you, I was only beginning to entertain these thoughts when my significant other convinced me to seek help. With counseling, medication, and various self-administered techniques, I got my anxiety mitigated to a manageable level. Sadly, not everyone has the ability to realize they have a problem, and they let this shit overtake their lives. And when you try to tell them the world's not against them, they will lash out at you and accuse you of being one of the ambiguous them. Let's have a look and see what happens when a targeted individual discovers YouTube. Let's start out with this person whose channel I will not link because I do not want anybody messing with him or her. These people need help and heckling them will not do any good. For the sake of this video, let's call this person just TI. I came across TI recently when I left a comment on another person's video covering the subject of gang stalking. This comment was about my unique insight into how targeted individuals think. TI found this comment and responded very defensively and accused me of being one of quote-unquote them. Anyways, in one of their responses, they linked to the following video from their own channel to quote-unquote prove gang stalking really exists.
So man, how much they pay you? Huh? How much they pay you to gang stalk?
So yeah, looks like the so-called targeted individual in the car is the one harassing this poor kid, right? Well, according to TI, the kid says, "Abort the mission" at the beginning of the video.
So man, how much they pay you? How much they pay you to gang stalk?
Do you hear it? Me neither. And this is just a wild guess, but the targeted individual probably thinks the kid is a perp due to his bright red coat, as gang stalking victims tend to think wearing bright colors is an earmark of a gang stalking perp, but we'll cover that aspect in another video. Let's look a little further down the rabbit hole and take a look at some of TI's other videos. This one goes by the title of Old Hag Gang Stalking. The video starts off with a targeted individual at a home improvement store and calls out a quote-unquote mother and daughter team that dare enact the crime of, passing the person in their car. The TI even has the audacity to post their license plate, which I definitely blurred out here. Then this person decides to follow this elderly woman around this store claiming she's a perp that's quote-unquote trying to hide her cowardly face. If some rando was following me around with a camera, I'd be hiding my face too. Who's stalking who here? Let's get into another video that covers what TIs call quote-unquote street theater. Basically, this is their code word for people going about their business. But to a TI, this is really a show that perps put on to hide their insidious intentions. In the video entitled Gang Stalking Street Theater Routine Caught on Camera, a female targeted individual is enjoying a meal at a Thai restaurant while vigilantly pointing their phone out the window and catching a police car passing by. She then insists that this is a signal for a guy to coincidentally end up passing the restaurant several times, looking into the window a few times directly at our targeted individual as well, who I don't blame one bit since she has a camera pointed directly at him. She eventually confronts him at the end of the video, and it seems he's just putting out flyers for his lost dog, but she absolutely insists to the store manager that he is stalking her. It also seems the dude is also having a few lulls at the expense of the woman's paranoia, which I do not recommend, since these people are mentally ill and need treatment. Effing with them will just simply justify their delusions. The lesson here? If you walk around filming people, people will notice. That doesn't mean they're part of some conspiracy against you. They're probably just wondering why some freaking rando is following them around with a camera, and some of the more mean-spirited trollish types would definitely take this opportunity to F with you. If you consider yourself a targeted individual, or even begin to entertain the thought that you're being gang stalked, I implore you, seek mental help. Please. Anyways, thanks for viewing my first episode of What's Wrong With You. I plan to cover many topics such as conspiracy theories, truthers, woo peddlers, and more. I also plan to come back to gang stalking since this video barely scratches the surface. If you like what you see, feel free to like, share, subscribe, and visit the various social media in the description below. This is Motive Lobros. Peace out, Earthlings.